everybody, and welcome to The Share. My name is Carmen and I'll be hosting you today. I have a very special guest with me today, our very own Rachel Kolisi. There are so many questions that people want to know about Rachel and have for Rachel, and I think a lot of it has to do with how she juggles her work life, career life, and how she balances all of that. But there are two very specific things that I wanted to ask Rachel today, and I wanted to know specifically where Rachel gets her courage and her hope and her strength from. So without further ado, welcome Rachel to The Share.
Well, thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
It's wonderful
so
to have
excited.
you. Thank you. Rachel, I believe you've just done your first cover with Good Housekeeping magazine.
Yes, I'm so excited. They did the most incredible job, and I really got to share some of the more personal things about my journey. So yeah, I encourage, if people haven't seen it yet, to go check it out. It's really amazing, and yeah, they just did a beautiful write-up, and of course the shoot was incredible as well. So.
Yes, and a very natural, let me show again, it's a very natural shoot, and it looks like the real Rachel,
Yeah.
which I think is amazing. Rachel, in the interview in the magazine, you mentioned how self-care is really important to you and how you came to quite a defining moment in your life where you realized that you needed to take care of yourself so that you can take care of your family and your career and everything else. Can you tell me a little bit about how you came to that moment?
Yeah, so I had gone through a very tough time that was very public, and I was getting just attacked like left, right and center. And it just kind of forced me to get into a place that either I could go down the depression, the sad, the lonely road, or I could figure out, what the way up looked like. And of course I had Tammy Rawstrom, who is my partner, who just kind of held me accountable on that journey. But it really just made me refocus and realize that I was giving so much of myself to my family, my husband, my work. So I was giving, but I wasn't pouring into myself, and it kind of made me realize that I need to just take a step back and prioritize me again and what that kind of looked like. Yeah, so I tried to spend a little bit more time through listening to podcasts, reading, just more me time, because I think that once you become a mother and a wife and you have a business, you're so busy with everything else, and then you wonder why you're sad. And sometimes you just need to kind of take a step back and reevaluate the situation.
Absolutely. I mean, I know that self-care is a global conversation, and there's more awareness being created about it. And I actually did a little episode, not sure if you saw all about self-care, and I did it because I struggled with it.
Yeah.
So I don't have children and family yet, and yet carbon features really last on the list. So I'm actively trying to make it, in the forefront of my mind, and to realize that I need to put myself first. And that's really important.
Yeah.
And then Rachel, I know that you don't draw from your own strength in this life with everything that you're juggling, that you draw from a distinctive higher power with the name of Jesus, and I know that you're a strong Christian. Could you tell me about your journey, about how you came to know the Lord and love the Lord, and I love that you love the Lord, and so if you could just share that with us.
I love talking about him so much because he's literally the coolest thing in the whole world. So I grew up a Christian, and I was very hurt by people and by churches. So I went through a stage kind of in my early 20s, late teens, where I just had a lot of questions, and I was like, I don't know about this whole Christian thing, like, is God actually here? Does he actually see me? And kind of went through this dip of just questions and stuff, and then again just got to an extremely desperate space. And obviously seeds get sown into your life, you can't underestimate the prayers that from a grandmother, from parents, you can never underestimate that. And those kind of carried me through those years that I had a lot of questions, I believe. And then it was good to be brought up a Christian, because it's always your foundation, your turning point, you're in a desperate space, you always go back, And the Lord is just always waiting and welcoming you with open arms. And so when I got into this really rough space, I kind of just submitted everything. I'm a very controlling person, and I'm very independent, so I always want to know what's going on with everything. And that's like the least godly characteristic to have, because he just wants you to let go and let him.
Surrender.
Yeah.
Open arms.
100%. So in that rough space, I kind of said to him, I was like, okay, like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get through. I literally don't know how I'm going to get through the next 5 minutes. So like, just take it. Just take everything. You do with it what you will. And he did. Like, he took my whole life, and he's completely turned it around in a 180. And you know, everyone now is like, wow, covers of magazines, wow, you've got a great thriving business, wow, your marriage is awesome, your family's great, everyone's happy and stuff. And all the time I'm literally like, stop, you can't praise me for any of it, because literally it's straight from the Lord. Like, there's no ways that any of this would even
warms my heart.
No, like seriously, none of this would be possible without him. And he has a plan and a purpose for every single person. And I think that a lot of people look at my story and they're like, wow, she came from this like rough situation to like where she is now, she's thriving and stuff. And they praise me for it, but God has that plan for everyone. Like, it's not just for me. So like, I don't want people on the sidelines looking at me and thinking like, wow, she's great, she's awesome. He's got that ready for you as well. Like, he's got that ready for everyone. But I think in this world, people are so caught up in like themselves and, you know, wanting everyone to talk about their lives, their journeys and stuff. But God literally has the same thing ready for everyone, and literally just wants to open up the
doors.
Yeah, he just wants to bless you with it all. But like, it comes with you having to let go, which is not always easy. But
so like the one thing, what does Rachel Kolisi have that other people don't have is Rachel surrendered to God, and she surrendered to the Lord, and by virtue of that, he's opened doors for you, and he's blessed you. And I think that as a key takeout, I think that's an incredible message to share with other people, to say that you can all have everything that I've got, or your own version of wonderful blessings and abundance and open doors. But the trick is to let God in and to let him take over, because his will for us is so much better than anything we could ever hope would do for ourselves.
Yeah, 100%. And like, he knows it all. He knows the history, he knows the present, and he knows the future. Like, we don't know that, but we're constantly trying to like make sure our bills are paid, make sure our kids are happy, make sure our husbands are happy, make sure the business is going well. Like,
so you know our own understanding, not our misunderstanding.
Totally. We take control of everything, and he's just like, let me do it. Like, let me take it for you.
All you need to do is ask.
Yeah, ask and let it go. Because I think we hang on to a lot of stuff.
So. Oh, I'm guilty of that. I know. I can understand.
We all are.
But you know, it's so true, as you said. Like, as soon as you just become cognizant of the fact that, like I do, when I'm holding so tightly onto something, and the minute I actively consciously go, Lord, actually, I'm sorry. Here, it's yours. I'm handing it back to you. Then whatever it is that I'm struggling with, like, doors just open. And he immediately answers, and it gets me every time. I'm just like, it's that simple. All I needed to do is just to hand over to you.
No, he's so good, and he's so faithful. And I think during the World Cup, I really did experience the level of faithfulness that he requires from us. And like, I planned my whole year around the World Cup, around winning.
I read that in the interview.
And it was I know it's probably unbelievable, but when I was writing in my calendar in January last year, I was like, okay, the Springboks versus whoever on the 2nd of November, or the 2nd of October, whatever it was. But when I was writing in my calendar, I was like, everyone's going to think I'm crazy. And honestly, I didn't entertain not one conversation where people were like, yeah, but maybe we're probably not going to win, but at least if we could get to the semi-finals. And I'm like, yeah, no. And I just didn't entertain a conversation.
You knew we were going to win.
Yeah, well, like, I just had so much faith. Like, I had so much faith, and it was crazy. It was crazy faith, and it was just like, a lot of people thought it was, you know, it's not possible, or
wow,
it's too much.
We can relate to that in so much of our lives, which is why I'm saying wow.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But like, that's what God requires from us, is crazy faith, you know.
It's big faith. So it's not the little things. It's like to go bigger and to like move mountain kind of thing.
And I think that journey really just made me realize that he will give it all to you, but there are requirements from you as well. Like, you've got to meet him somewhere.
Absolutely. Rachel, last and final question. Your favorite Bible verse is 1 Corinthians 13, which is love is patient and love is kind. And I mean, in my Bible, I've marked it for my future daughter one day, because it's such a beautiful, incredible verse, and I have faith that she will arrive. You know, so that speaks to husband will arrive and she will arrive, and it will come. And I hope one day that this can be a testimony to that. But just I quickly wanted to touch on your heart for charity, and I think by virtue, as a byproduct of being a Christian, one actually has a heart for other people and for others' welfare. And I know that you've got a heart for both South Africa and the nation, which we share, and then also for charity. Is there anything that you would just want to touch on?
You know, and I feel like it doesn't just take a Christian to have a heart not for South Africa or for charity or anything like that. I think everybody does. It's just trying to navigate what that actually looks like. I just think that we've all got to start taking responsibility for the country that we live in, and we've got to stop looking at it like it's everybody else's problem, it's the government's problem, and we've got to look at what that really means is for us as individuals, that we've got to take responsibility for the state of our nation. So I truly believe, and it's something that we've launched in Rise recently, that we can all play a part, like big or small, we can all play a part to make a change. But one thing is just to be aware of what's going on around us and aware of our surroundings, and the amount of times that I'll be in a car full of people and I feel like I'm the only one who will notice like the man on the street that's like struggling, opening, like whatever he's struggling with, and it freaks me out. I'm like, did we even see that, you know? So I think we've all got to be responsible for what's happening in South Africa, and you know, there's tons of projects that I'm working on at the moment, none that are more important than others, but I share a lot of what I do on social media, and I try and make a community project so anyone can get involved and kind of donate. I never ask for money, I will ask for time and resources, but never money. So yeah, I'm always working on a project, and yeah, it's literally food for the soul. It just, whenever I feel like I'm getting caught up in a bubble or caught up in surroundings and what's going on in magazine covers and TV interviews and all of these things, then I just pull back and go into somebody else's bubble who has it way worse, and just realize
it's to do service, which is the biggest blessing, is to be able to do service and to help others.
Yeah, totally.
That's why we're here.
Yeah. What are we doing here?
What are we doing here? If not that, actually.
100%.
Rachel, it's been such a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time and for your honesty, and keep going and inspiring us. And I know that we all of us at the Share support you, and we're behind you. So God bless you.
Thank you, and you. Such good work you're doing.
Thank you. Okay, everyone, thanks for joining us, and we will see you soon.